You've heard it many times, and I read about it on day 8 on our journey to the heart of Christmas. Tidings, I won't sing it, tidings of comfort and joy. You can kind of hear the melody in your mind. But here's the point. Without the resurrection of Jesus, there's little point in even discussing Christmas. I think about the words of the Apostle Paul, who said, if Christ has not been raised, our preaching is useless. And by the way, so is your faith. And in light of that, I think it's incumbent on Christians to demonstrate that the Christ of Christmas had the power to lay down his life, and he had the power to take it up again. And that demonstrates that he is, in fact, God in human flesh. Now, liberal and conservative scholars alike, they'll concede that after suffering fatal torment, Jesus was buried in the private tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. Now, Joseph was a member of the Jewish court that condemned Jesus Christ to death. And I say that because, therefore, it is unlikely that he's Christian fiction. But there's something else I want to say about this, and that is Jesus gave his disciples many convincing proofs that he'd risen from the dead. Paul, for example, points out that Christ appeared to more than 500 of the brothers at the same time, most of whom, he says, are still living, though some have fallen asleep. It's one thing to attribute supernatural experiences to people who've already died. It's quite another to attribute to them to multitudes are still alive. Why? Well, because Paul is in effect saying the witnesses are there. You can go check it out for yourself. You can ask them. So what happened as a result of the resurrection is simply unprecedented in human history. In the span of a few hundred years, a small band of insignificant believers succeeded in turning an entire empire upside down. Now, it's conceivable that they would have faced torture or vilification, cruel deaths for what they fervently believed to be true. You can see that in Islam. But it is inconceivable that they would have been willing to die for what they knew to be a lie. Given the rock-solid evidence for the central pillar on which Christianity either rises or falls, we can, with great certainty, embrace Christ's miraculous conception in the womb of the Virgin Mary. And that conception makes all the difference in the world. Christ descending assures that we will ascend the ladder of divine ascent as we become ever more partakers, as Peter put it, of the divine nature. The next day in our journey will be equally exciting. Stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you want to join in, get a copy of The Heart of Christmas, a devotional for the season. It is available on the web at equip.org. All the proceeds go to the Ministry of the Christian Research Institute, the Bible Answer Man broadcast, the Hank Unplugged podcast, reaching people all around the globe. Again, The Heart of Christmas. Get a copy. Give a copy to a friend. It's a way of making a difference while there's yet time.